Let's talk about pruning young evergreens and established evergreens. Typically, young evergreen trees have already been trained in the nursery and they will not need further pruning in the landscape. However, if a young evergreen does need pruning to establish good form, make cuts to the terminal growth to create layers of branches that are well spaced. The timing of pruning the leader depends on the species of evergreen tree. For spruce, fir, and Douglas fir, for example, cut their leader back by about 1/2 in the early spring before growth begins. Make sure you leave several lateral buds. One of the lateral buds will become the new leader, the rest will become branches. For pines, prune back their leader by 1/2 after the buds break and the new growth or candles begin to elongate, but before the new needles develop. Typically, do not prune established evergreen trees. There are some exceptions, though. Sometimes branches grow into walkways or interfere with other plants. If you need to shorten branches, use heading cuts to trim the branch back into shape with the rest of the tree. Do not prune established evergreen trees to reduce their size. Pruning is not a substitution for proper plant selection. If an established evergreen tree has outgrown its space, remove it and replace with a plant that is appropriate for the size of the space. Hemlock trees are an exception because they can form buds on older wood. They will tolerate pruning and hedging. Another exception for pruning evergreens is in the case of insect and weather damage that can damage the central leader. One example is an insect, the white pine weevil, which kills the central leader of pine and spruce trees. If the central leader of an evergreen tree is killed, remove the damaged leader. One of the branches in the next whorl of growth can be trained as the new leader. Use the stub from the dead leader as a stake to gently tie the new leader into place until it can stand on its own. Once it can stand on its own, remove the dead stub. Remember, if a young evergreen does need pruning, make cuts to the terminal growth. Do not prune established evergreen trees unless their branches are growing into walkways or interfere with other plants. Do not prune established evergreen trees to reduce their size. If necessary, you can remove a damaged central leader and train another branch as a new leader.